Maybe 15 years. Maybe 15 years, a little long to hold a grudge. You can tell your sad story, baby. Tell your mother, tell your sister, better yet tell the judge. I've been walking around in circles, trying to figure out what to say. I've been trying to put it all in perspective. Just roll into the ball and baby throw it away. I could see you walking pretty across that brand new lawn, trying to find a way to tell you strange times I've been on. I got lost in Tucson, Arizona, and I just couldn't find a phone. I took a wrong turn, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I'm just can't find my way home. I'm still thinking about you. It was more than a dozen years, but I was still in touch with everybody. We'd exchange emails and phone calls. Most of us had left Texas, and most of us hadn't played in a real band in years. But then 6 months ago, we started talking about getting back together again. Just for a weekend, just for fun. Just some old guys dusting off those old rock star dreams. What had started out as a bit of a lark suddenly became real. We started writing new songs, we started making plans. We were all over the map. New Mexico, New Jersey, Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee. But we packed our stuff, we told our bosses and our wives, and we headed to Nashville. I got lost in Tucson, Arizona, and I just couldn't find a phone. I took a wrong turn, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I can't find my way back home. I met a little blonde, Fargo, North Dakota, when the wind just started to blow. I got lost, and I don't know how to tell you, but I'm just not coming home. I'm still thinking about you, walking out hand in hand across the glade. I'm still thinking about you, promises you made. I got lost, Tucson, Arizona, and I just couldn't find a phone. I took a wrong turn, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I can't find my way back home. I found a little blonde, Fargo, North Dakota, when the wind just started to... Yeah, I'm Bob Haight. I'm no man's friend.
I can't speak for everybody, but for me, you're not going to find a bigger Bob Haight fan than me.
He's the ringleader. He's the ringleader of the circus. Bob Haight is the guy who tirelessly toils over everybody's parts. He works hardest at it, keeping it all together. He's the one who worries most about it.
To be quite honest with you, I think he's lucky to even be in this band. You know, he puts his name on everything. You know, I'm surprised it's not Bob Haight and the Eddy Band at this point.
One of the reasons why I'm doing this reunion is because I know how much he believes in the rest of us, and that's something that amazingly enough has never changed over the years. I think he believes in the songs. He believes in the rest of us as individuals, and that's a very rare thing.
Bob's a great guy. He's a great friend. He's a wonderful guy. Teaches everybody a lot. He makes you sort of question the reasons why you do things. He makes you sort of question the choices you make in not only your life but musically and your approaches towards things, and he's just a fantastic teacher in every way.
As we all worked with him and grew to understand the concept of the band, which really exists first and foremost in his head, I think our our appreciation for him grew. Now, looking back on it, I'm sort of in awe of his ability to sustain all of this over the years. Not just the friendships with us, but the whole creative concept that's behind the band. What we're doing here in Nashville is a pretty seamless continuation, even though there've been long years where Eddy hasn't really existed as a band.
You know, and then so here we are again. You know, all of us sort of pushing on the dream again. And in a town like this, it's sort of hard not to get starry-eyed about it. You know, you think about the new songs, and you think, well, maybe, you know, maybe somebody will hear something. I mean, the songs don't know. I mean, the songs don't know how old you are, or, you know, or for how many years you tried. Each song is a new chance, you know, a new opportunity. Maybe, you know, maybe.
Who knows what'll happen with the songs? I mean, you really don't need much but one song to sort of validate these hundreds of other songs that we've done. So it's hard to have no expectations about it. At the same time, it's hard to have any expectations where you think, well, yeah, this is going to get us on the radio. I'm not thinking that. I'm not thinking that this is going to be the thing that breaks us, and now we're all going to live in a tour bus. I'm not thinking that.
There's Mr. Hicks.
I never spill no drink, and I never set no hotel on fire.
Chet was a guy that, when I auditioned for Eddy, he was the bass player in the band. And him and Bob, I answered an ad in the paper and went and played with those guys for, I'm guessing around a year, you know. And Chet, he's just a meat and potatoes kind of bass player, and great feel though. I mean, just great feel, and we locked in. It was like we never quit playing.
It's impossible to overstate Chet's importance to the band. He and I were there at the beginning, and it was our shared dream that actually formed the band. You know, we talked about what it should sound like and what the song should be about. Even after he left the band, he was important. I always thought in terms of what Chet would think. I always wanted him to like the band. About a year or so after he left Texas, we were playing in some bar somewhere, and Chet drove in from Mississippi to see us, and he came and sat in on a couple songs, and afterwards he said, "Bob, you all sound great." And that really meant a lot to me.
In the Eddy band, I'm Chet Hicks. I play bass and a little guitar now and then. I write songs with Bob. Generally just a co-conspirator with my fellow bandmates.
To me, he's the dreamer. He's the person that has seemed to me, who will go someplace for a dream. He'll drop it and go, disappear. So, you know, or show up, materialize. You're playing with somebody that's listening to what you're doing. Chet doesn't just thump along and do what he's doing, and devil be damned, you can come along with it. He's listening to everything that's going on, and he's finding a way to complement it without even knowing it. We were working on something the other day in the studio on some rhythm tracks, and also when we've been working up the background vocals for this project that we're working on. And I look over there and I was like, what in the world is he doing? Was he sleeping or what? And no, he's over there concentrating and listening and finding a new way to try something that we haven't tried before.
The parts that he crafts are fantastic bass parts. Earlier on in the week, Chet said something in the studio about, well, Buck plays a little bit more lyrically, and he kind of did this little thing, but I thought the opposite is true. I can play a lot of notes in a measure, but Chet really doesn't. He means every note he chooses, where my hand sometimes just finds notes that are in particular keys. So he really plays lyrically, I thought. Filling in for Chet, or sort of replacing Chet as a bass player in the Eddy band, is no small undertaking.
Won't you come be friends with me?